Good morning, guys and girls, and welcome to another edition of Saturday Mornings Outdoors. My name is Paul K. This week we're gonna be doing a little spring hole fishing, and for trout, rainbow trout, and I'll explain to you what I mean about that and why I'm doing it, and we'll see if I can catch me a Massachusetts limit, or at least some fish or something to get to bite on my bait. So stay tuned and we'll see how we can do on this beautiful morning. We'll let you know. And so I'm going to show you what the setup I'm using this week is. I got my pen reel and a 5.5 foot ultralight ugly stick, 4-pound test, number 8 bait holder hooks, greatest invention since the sliced bread. And these things are pretty clever too. These weighted bobbers, slip bobbers, they're weights. They have a weight on the bottom. If you'll use these one time, you'll never get any other kind of bobber because they're weighted. And usually a bobber is kind of a hindrance. You know what I mean? It's so light and you really can't cast that far. But with these weighted ones, see the weight on the end there? Walmart sells them. And you can cast them a mile, and that's just what you want. And so I got that attached probably 3 feet, 36 inches or so to my number 8 hook, and I'm using night crawlers for bait. Simple setup, bait fishing, and I'll explain to you about spring holes and what that means. So I'm gonna get back to fishing there, bite. Beauty. Beautiful fish. First one of the day, let's roll. the biggest ones this year. Look at the size of that one. That is a beauty. That is a Gorilla. Look at that. Wow. That is a beautiful rainbow, man. Look at the size of that thing. Jeez. Oh, that was a big bow, man. That's my personal best for this year anyway. That's crazy. So what I mean by springhole fishing is the springs are water that comes up from the earth, and they're really, really cold, colder than the ambient water in the lakes and ponds that have been standing. But you have to look for these. They're not everywhere. Not every lake and pond and stream, well, lake or pond is stream fed. So how do you find them would be inlets and inlets to into a lake. That would be a stream. That temperature of that water is always going to be cooler than the ambient lake of the temperature of the lake. Also, while you're ice fishing, holes that have really good springs welling up from the bottom, the ice doesn't freeze there, or it freezes there and you can see thinner ice there. It's punky, and that's a spring too. And that water in that area is much colder than the ambient temperature of the water. Now the basic way that it works is trout are cold water fish, and as the water temperature warms as spring progresses into summer, in a lot of lakes, super deep lakes, it doesn't affect that much, but a lot of lakes, the water is warming and the trout are forced to go to the springs. This is huge because they have no other choice. So all the trout in the lake are going to be concentrated, especially in the really hot months, July and August, that are going to be in front of the feeder streams or in them springs. Your task is to identify those spring holes, and you'll catch fish and you'll catch trout, man, because they're forced to go there. This is a huge tip. It's very huge. And sometimes it's so dramatic in some certain lakes that you can literally see hundreds of trout all gathered around in a 100 square yard area. I mean, it's just like shooting fish in a barrel. And that's just how it is, and that's what I'm doing here. It's spring fishing. This is spring fed, and it's temperature related. The water's really cold here, and they're forced to go here. So that's your tip for today. Dude, it's gold. Did you see the size of that trout? Oh my God. I'll give you another glimpse as we progress. I got two more, one to go for my Massachusetts state. Look at spring fishing. Go to the springs. Look at the size of that beautiful fish. Wow. Unbelievable. That's number 3, state limit. So there it is, boys. Beautiful. Look at the size of these things, man. Beautiful. Fish fried tonight. And springhole fishing in the springs. Gonna get you stuff like this. It's just one strategy of so many different ways to catch these trout. And simple bait fishing on a bobber and get in the right area. And that's location, 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 this kind of fishing. And you're gonna end up with stuff like this. And I think anyone would be happy with that stringer. So come and eat. Look at that. So kind of an interesting thing is, this is a regular mass, they're both mass stocked fillets, fish from both trout, both rainbow trout. And this is the normal color that they are when they've been fed trout hatchery pellets since they've been little troutlings. And this is the same kind of raisin, but people, I guess, complained about the unnatural coloring. This color of this flesh, orange, is when a trout reverts back to nature and starts eating bugs and nymphs and worms and frogs and whatever they're eating. This is the color of the meat in the natural setting when they revert to nature. So that's how you can tell a natural trout that's been there for a long time from a recently stocked trout. But people, I guess, thought that it's unappealing, this color, so simply the state wanted this kind of orange color in the trout's meat, so they put this dye in it. This is not a natural trout. This was stocked probably this year, and it just changes the meat that color. So when you catch a natural trout and it's this color, you can't miss. It's like a translucent, as opposed to this is all solid orange as orange can be. They both look appealing, and personally I don't give a flying crap. They're delicious, and it doesn't affect the taste. It's just that someone in the divisions of fisheries and wildlife everywhere thought it's more appealing to have the flesh this color, so they put dyes in the pellets, and that's what you end up with. But interesting tip on trout fishing. So this next tip, I want you to watch closely what I'm going to show you. This is probably one of the most important tips I can give you. And this applies to everyone, man. And this is huge. So make sure every time you go fishing, I do this adamantly. And you get rewarded, man. You really do. Make this place, look at, we're sportsmen. This is really what it's about. It's been handed down from our forefathers to us. All this beautiful land, right? Clean it better than when you got here. Scouts know this, and just every real sportsman does this. Do it every time you go fishing. It takes 5 minutes. Clean up all your stuff, but clean up everything else so the next guy can come down here. And this is how we keep it good, keep it beautiful, you know, and this is what real sportsman and a real man does, you know. Be a good sportsman and do that. And watch your fishing, hunting, just karma increase, man, because you're protecting it not only for yourself, but for all of us. So, huge, huge thing. Come on, do it. So, that's this week's episode of Saturday mornings. My name is Paul K, Trail Boss. Now next week we're gonna have a kind of a special. I'm pretty sure I'm planning on New England Dragway, and we're gonna see some drag racing. And it's been a little while since I've been up there, and I totally want to do it. And I'm gonna be up in the area, and I'm gonna try to get up in there and show you guys what real drag racing is all about. So with that, that's this week's episode. Please like and subscribe. It's very important to my channel. And hope you like this edition of Trail Boss Saturday Mornings Outdoors. My name is Paul K. We'll see you next week. Bye.